We're going to continue our conversation around cluster-based ecosystems. And one of the themes that I'm hearing in this work, and I think it lives in a lot of us in the work that we do supporting entrepreneurs and building out innovation ecosystems across the state, is the fact that this does not happen overnight. We hear this theme again and again and again. It's 10 to 15 years to get to that overnight success story. It takes work, relationship building, and sticking with it. We heard this morning in the textiles panel that was highlighting the western part of the state that you got to find some joy in this work just because you got to keep doing it. And then we heard some amazing stories from the eastern part of the state focused on the blue economy. And our upcoming panel, we're going to be focused here in the Charlotte region to learn about optics and metrology. Now, I'll admit it, first time Devin called me to a meeting to learn about optics and metrology, I had to pull out Google and figure out exactly what metrology was. So if you're doing that now, don't be ashamed. I had to do it too. But it's a really interesting way to talk about technology commercialization and the relationships that can be built between a university and the private sector and the entrepreneurial livelihood that comes out of that is so exciting. Again, this is a story that did not happen overnight, and one that I think that you all will be really excited to hear. So it brings me great pleasure to call up to the stage Alan Kathman, who is Senior Director of Optics with Teledyne FLIR Commercial Systems, and Greg Needham, who is Senior Executive Director for the Office of Research Commercialization and Partnerships at UNC Charlotte. Please help me in welcoming our panelists for this discussion. And so, Greg, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much. What an honor to be here in front of you today to talk about what we are actually cutting here. And we're going to be talking about cutting a gem here today. I am at UNC Charlotte. I come from industry. I've been at UNC Charlotte for about 2.5 years. I lead the Office of Research Commercialization and Partnerships. Essentially, we are matchmakers between our faculty researchers and industry, government, investors, entrepreneurs. I'm also the principal investigator for the EDA Tech Hub Strategy Development Grant that we'll talk more about. And recently, I've been volunteered, I was told, to be the Chief Operating Officer for the NSF engine, which we call the Clean Carolinas program here in the Charlotte area. So we actually have two major programs just here in the Charlotte area with EDA and with NSF. Alan, can you tell us about you, please?
Sure. I'm Alan Kathman. I have about 4 decades of experience in the optics industry, all of it in the private sector, the last 3 of which have been right here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. And I am currently the Senior Director of Optics for Teledyne FLIR Commercial Systems, where I oversee manufacturing or development and manufacturing at our facilities here in Charlotte and another one up in Boston. Also, I sit on the local Centralina Economic Development District Board. So, Greg, you kind of set it up. Describe SciComm.
Yeah, so SciComm, we had to create an acronym, of course, for our proposal. And the proposal was submitted roughly 18 months ago. And it really is a program funded by the CHIPS Act through the Economic Development Administration, EDA. And it's a place-based, technology-focused program to essentially bring back manufacturing to the United States. But to do that, we have to be highly and globally competitive. We just can't say we're bringing manufacturing back. We have to be competitive in terms of cost, reliability, and quality. So that's what we are building here in the Charlotte region. This is a 16-county consortium, 4 counties in South Carolina, 12 in North Carolina. And it's a group of higher education institutions, UNC Charlotte being the lead. Johnson C. Smith's involved, and also economic developers, Centralina, the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance, and also our key industry partners such as Teledyne FLIR. We had to choose core technologies for this program. And because of UNC Charlotte's National Centers of Excellence in metrology, which is the science of measurement, and precision optics, the science of light, those are the two core technology areas that we are leading this program with. There were 29 strategy development grants awarded nationwide. Our consortium here called SciComm was awarded one of those. So let's talk about advancing technologies through a university. First and foremost, UNC Charlotte will become an R1 institution in February of 2025, joining the institutions of, thank you so much, joining the other institutions of NC State, Duke, and UNC Chapel Hill. And what does this mean? This really means this will actually attract more investments, such as from the EDA and from NSF. But also, we have 17 interdisciplinary centers on campus, ranging from AI, bioinformatics, biology, chemistry-related, all these type things. We also have 52 companies on campus. They call our campus home, collaborating with our faculty researchers, hiring our students as interns, and we're able to commercialize our technologies through those type relationships. And we have also refined what I call our commercialization engine. And this is really working with more focus on this co-development within the Valley of Death. So with our partner, NC Innovation, and others, we're building this bridge across this Valley of Death, matchmaking, industry, government, investors, entrepreneurs, with our faculty researchers to get this research from our labs to the market. And lastly here, another way we are advancing our technologies. Within our office, we have dedicated professionals that come from industry, which is including myself. And again, we matchmake the challenges and problems of industry, government, entrepreneurs with our faculty researchers to, again, get those technologies out of the labs and into the market. So you're getting ready to really hear a fascinating story. Who has heard of the PayPal Mafia? Oh, majority of you, which is, you know, if you look at the photo, there's roughly 16 individuals there that are heading up and have founded companies such as LinkedIn, Salesforce, and so on. Well, Alan's going to tell you about the optics mafia from here in Charlotte.
Okay, my story actually starts in 1992 when university professor Mike Feldman and one of his grad students started a small company in the UNCC Business Incubator, the Ben Craig Center. Their vision for Digital Optics Corporation was they were going to manufacture optics using the same technologies that Intel used to make microchips. So wafer-based manufacture of optics. And that led to just years upon years of innovation. First, under the tutelage of the university system there at the Ben Craig Center, and then when they moved out of the Ben Craig Center, shortly after I came to join the company, they were then, working their technology forward, but they kept kind of reaching back to the university, hiring students. When we began to ramp up manufacturing, if you can't measure it, you cannot manufacture it. And we needed next generation metrology systems to be invented to measure defectivity in optics 1,000 times smaller than the diameter of a human hair. So we went back to the university and collaborated with them on next generation metrology so that we could manufacture our first products in volume. And that kind of ongoing story of working back and forth, innovating, building our business, collaborating with the university, just kind of went through multiple waves of innovation with everything from our commercialization strategy, our manufacturing methods, even our future generation products. So, and to this day, actually, we've given back as well. There are now 3 university professors who actually used to be employees. But that entity that was Digital Optics today is Broadcom Technologies and Teledyne FLIR Commercial Systems. We actually continue to work together, collaborating in the same facility right here in Charlotte. But it's a much broader mafia than that. More nanotechnologies from New England hired former DOC employees, and now they've come back, they're collaborating with the university, and they've opened a 50,000 square foot research facility here in Charlotte to work more tightly with the university. T1 Visions is here in Charlotte as well. Also, that same group of innovators moving on. Acoustis Technologies, right up here in Huntersville. OATI out in Indian Trail, and United Protective Technologies out in Locust, North Carolina, all part of that group. And I know UTC right now has offices in the Portal building as well. So they're back collaborating with the university in an ongoing way. And that Digital Optics Corporation legacy is the same type of thing we're continuing to advance now with the SciComm initiative. So Greg, what does it take to build a cluster?
Yeah, I think we've been talking about this during the day through the different groups, but I will tell you, especially with the SciComm EDA Tech Hub and also with our NSF engine, Clean Carolinas, it takes educational institutions, it takes private business, entrepreneurs, local organizations, local governments, really building a living organism. This ecosystem, it has to change. We're entering a new administration, and there's also geopolitical risk as well. So with these 2 clusters that we are building, or have built in one case, we have built it to be very nimble, very agile, listening to those intentional and unintentional market signals so that we can pivot accordingly. And with these organizations, especially our private companies that have joined us, they are aware, they operate businesses, so they are very aware of what's going on in their markets. What else would you have to say, Alan?
Well, I think just to re-emphasize your point, it really takes a sustained, shared vision of all of those stakeholders, private sector, university, public sector, and government, all has to have a common vision of where you are going as a cluster. Otherwise, it fractures and it becomes, and you lose that, 1 + 1 is greater than 2 mathematics.
What about funding?
Well, before I advocate for funding, I do want to talk a little. You use the analogy of a hidden gem,
right?
And I think optics in the Carolinas very much is a hidden gem, and it touches every one of you here in this room. If you used your phone today to text or telephone or stream a video, that data came to you through fiber optic channels at some point in this course, and it almost certainly traversed mode controlling microlenses that were invented, patented, and manufactured right here in the Piedmont. If you're using any computer chips, and they're in your car, they're in your phone, they're in your computer, they're all around you, they're manufactured using lithography equipment. And almost every computer chip that you would encounter today was manufactured using lithography equipment that uses beam conditioning optics that were invented here, patented here, manufactured here in Charlotte. If you're interested in AI and cloud computing, that computing is really going on in data centers. Data centers are built with thousands of fiber optic cables, and every one of those cables is terminated in a precision connector. The most common connector used in those data centers was invented, developed, patented, and continues to be manufactured in Hickory, North Carolina. I could give you more examples: barcode scanning, laser eye surgery, preventive maintenance on solar farms, veterinary temperature sensing so they can detect inflammation in large animals. All optics technologies developed and invented and manufactured here in this region. So it really is a gem. It really is a regional strength. SciComm is all about, polishing that gem, cutting it, and making it sparkle. But, there's no overnight successes, but there is overnight awareness. And so we're kind of petitioning the room, advocate for this EDA funding, but understand that whether we get the EDA grant or not, this SciComm initiative is going to continue to march forward.
So for our takeaways here today, I think there's two from me. One, for the entrepreneurs and even industry representatives, use the university to your advantage. We have tens, hundreds of millions of dollars of specialized equipment. We have very eager students who want to work with you and for you. And we have our faculty researchers who are on the cusp of the next big thing, but they need co-development opportunities with people like yourself. And the other part is, so when you get in your car this afternoon and you back up and you see what's behind you in your dashboard or in your console, think Charlotte provided you that technology.
And I would just add, it's about this whole conference is about investment. And the university is an excellent partner for helping you pursue investment. It's a lot easier to get grant money with a big R1 university as your teammate. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.